the fourth solar plane of the Lord Franchalah, Archangel Gabriel, the Sekht solar plane, shimmering silver scarlet, deep red and blue, crystalline, the Hakan ray of mysticism. The Sekht ray of mysticism is largely responsible for color in this planet of Earth and others. It is the color of scarlet, but when I say scarlet, it is unlike the scarlet that you know. I mean solar scarlet, which is not of Earth. It is gentle and a color of great beauty. It is not hurtful to the eyes. The vegetation on this plane of Sekht is all blue, as in Yanini, and the buildings are scarlet. There is no clash of coloring, but a beautiful blending, and of a softness. These scarlet-colored buildings are constructed of a material approximating to the scarlet glass of Earth, transparent, thick. The great temple in the main city of Minsa of the Sekht solar plane is round and roofless. The building is intricately carved scarlet glass, without windows, but having long apertures that the ether may pass in and out. The stone of worship is in the center, and always burning upon this stone of worship is a huge bowl, similar to a brazier, incessantly burning a sweet savor of incense of the mystic perfume of Franchalah, the fragrance of mysticism which ascends in spirals to God. There are great roads, or highways, and where these meet at crossroads there are continually burning and exquisitely carven braziers with the mystic incense of Franchalah, and there are always 3 guardians present watching the mystic flames. Of bird life, this too is entirely scarlet. The robes worn by the inhabitants of the Sekht plane are of scarlet, and beneath the outer robe there is an underrobe of silver, known to you as white. There is no organ in the temple of Sekht, but the music proceeds from what would look to you as a collection of pipes, constructed of a substance similar to wood. There are no metallic substances as your metals in the solar planes. The music is high-toned, sweet-sounding, as a gentle crooning in the air. It would sound to you as a gentle lullaby, the nearest approach to it being your oboe, which rises on the ray of mysticism, as a perpetual love praise, having within it a peace, a softness, in harmony with the song in the hearts, to God of those who dwell on the fourth solar plane. There is child life as well. All children are born from the breath, androgynous in personality. There is no death. They live for millions of years, and if it be deemed wise for one to be removed by God, then death is not as you know it. It is a gentle removal, to be reborn in another sphere, but this seldom happens. I want to describe the temple to you. Think of it roofless. Roofing is not necessary. There is no rain. There are hundreds of delicately carved intertwined pillars and columns supporting the arches, leading up to a central main column as in a great pergola. The carving is of exquisite beauty worked by those described in my book The Winds of Truth, who were responsible for the great ivory carvings in China and who are essentially and particularly attached to Franchalah. There is no speech used in this solar plane of Sekht, but understanding is conveyed outside the language of speech, by thought. It is as a gentle musical note, a humming sound, a mystic atmosphere of peace and quietness for those who dwell under the great Lord of mysticism. Mysticism is the language of God. In the temple, the stone of worship is circular, and upon it rests a great scarlet brazier. Leading up to the stone of worship are 3 broad, shallow steps. Upon the top one is spread a scarlet damask, a covering which hangs over the lip above the second step as a silken fringe. It is not silk, you know it, but is composed of millions of multicolored solar stones threaded upon, shall we say, for your understanding, very fine wire. On the carpet stands Franchalah when the rites take place, the great figure of the Lord of the Sekht plane, covered with a scarlet cloak, with an undercloak of silver, and fastened at the neck with a jeweled clasp. On his head he wears the scarlet feathered headdress of mysticism. I cannot picture in words the beauties of the solar planes. It needs music. The great pinnacles of silver transmitting the rays can be seen from afar. The highest pinnacle of all rises above the others, and is tipped scarlet. Could you but see with the eyes of spirit, the rays pouring from this great scarlet-tipped silver central pinnacle. Water runs in this particular plane and is the only one where water is used. It is not, however, your sort of liquid. It is cleansing, purifying, mystic water in which people bathe, in an immense scarlet crystal bowl. There is also a bowl of water upon the stone of worship. The flowers of the Sekht solar plane are all scarlet. The vegetation is blue. There is not one silver blossom. In shape and in their perfume, they are vastly different. The effect of the blue vegetation with the scarlet above is intensely beautiful. This description is only a rough one and, like the others, Short. I would have you think of the color scarlet as something perfumed, mystical. Carry that in your minds until our next meeting.